Hey there, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about our portfolio tools within the brightspace platform. So what I've done right now is I'm just impersonating a student. So we're impersonating CJ Briggs within the brightspace platform. And in order for us to be able to access our ePortfolio, we just have to navigate to our main page that welcomes you right when you log in for the first time. And go ahead and click on the ePortfolio link located in the navigation bar if you set it up that way. The best part about the ePortfolio tool is that it's well integrated with the Brightspace platform in many ways. We can actually add artifacts, content items. We can even add our grades and rubrics once they've been graded to our ePortfolio. Okay. Another thing that you can access within your ePortfolio is the ability to actually add your own archives. So by clicking on the What Are You Learning area next to the student name, we can actually have the ability to provide some text, right? We can add, a description of what we're doing. Perhaps we're in a more medical field where we're doing, simulations of how to properly perform CPR. I can talk about my experience, but I can also add a file or a link that could be perhaps a video or an image of me performing that activity. Okay, these links and these artifacts can be shared externally or within people within our environments. We can also add tags, right? So if we tag our artifacts or our presentations or our content items, they will all be stored nicely for us in the My Items area under that specific tag. If I scroll down here a bit, you'll notice that there are a few things that I can actually add to my portfolio as an example. We've got some photo projects, and you'll also see that I can anonymously invite people to participate and give me feedback within those specific markers, which is great. Okay, so it does give us that opportunity for that peer-to-peer evaluation. Okay. The Brightspace portfolio, ePortfolio, is also promoted by lifelong learning. So we can actually have access to our ePortfolio throughout our education or throughout our degrees, whether it's your undergrad, whether it's your master's or your PhD. You can have access to it that entire time. But once it comes time to graduate, you actually don't lose access to it. You can take it with you to your career. I've actually seen a lot of people using their ePortfolio in ways on their LinkedIn or other social media sites. Okay. The ePortfolio also supports forms. Okay, so this is a great example of a way that we can actually really supplement the ePortfolio experience and bring a form element to it. So I recently worked on a ePortfolio for one of the opportunities I'm working on. And they asked for us to fill out a form template for them. So what we can do with these form templates is we can push them to ePortfolio users with select criteria, right? So this is an example of a form that you might use in a medical setting. So we have some system fill-ins where it will fill out your first and last name based on your SIS information within the platform. So as you can see, it automatically picked up my first and last name. But it does give me the ability to input my own information based on the form and the way it was set up. So I actually can input the patient name, the age, I can select their sex, the race, the reason for the visit, some subjective data, objective. We can assign, drop down boxes if you need to implement or showcase a certain code that you've used, and also the plan of care, right? So you'll notice there's a lot of formats of responses. And by example, the plan of care box is a nice, rich formatted text area. So we have the ability to add content, add images, work with paragraph options and font options. Of course, there's a drop-down list where we can create our own drop-down options for people to select for that specific criteria. The objective data and subjective data fields, you'll notice, aren't as rich elements. It's just a standard text box. Perhaps there are some forms where we don't want our students to add images or things to it, and we just want a simple text. And of course, we have a nice selection of clickable, checkbox-like selections, and numeric values as well that we can kind of pick through or type our own in, right? So there's a lot of really great functionality you can have from the ePortfolio tool. You can use it to create forms and send them out to students so that they can then fill out and automatically get populated back to the instructor, whether it's, patient information, whether it's time spent doing a certain task and things like that. Having said that, our ePortfolio tool is actually getting a facelift. So I'm going to show you an example of an institution that is currently evaluating the Brightspace platform, and they have access to this newer portfolio look. So all of the same functionality will remain. I have actually attached a document with this video submission for your consideration that outlines what features are available with the portfolio and what features are going to be available in the future. So as of right now, just as a quick example, this is the new look and feel of the portfolio. Again, in the end, it will have all the same functionality as what we were talking earlier with our earlier portfolio demonstration. But as of right now, what we have to show is this look and feel. So as you can see, we've got our different students, what their portfolios are. Once I select that specific student, it brings me to CJ's portfolio, where we have, this is perhaps more of an architecture friendly portfolio where it's nice to look at, right? We have options to be able to tag things or pin them or spotlight them. So they're the first things we see. They can be, again, categorized in the same way where we can add key tags, and it can also have feedback provided on them. So if I click on the specific example, we can have a teacher and student feedback happening with this specific image, or it can be an uploaded audio file. He can even provide some written reflections on what's happening here as well. And of course, again, we can add it to a category like architecture for the specific course. So again, this portfolio version is in its early stages. We are still actively adding things to it, and it will be available for release in the future. As of right now, we don't have an exact date, unfortunately, but as soon as we do, we'll make sure to follow up with you. And also, please make sure to check out that ePortfolio versus portfolio document I have attached with this video submission as well. But that's it for me today. Thank you very much. Any questions, feel free to pass them on to the rep that you're working for within the Brightspace. Thank you.